It is your future.
Welcome back. The Resistance has done it. The First Order has been eradicated.
Well, at least for the next 6 weeks they have.
and only from the front part of Hollywood Studios.
We drink. And we do things.
We drink and we do things. We're at Hollywood Studios today because it is July 6th and
the final march of the First Order is today, 5 p.m.
Right, so that small show they do right here on the main boulevard with the Stormtroopers it ends today.
Mm-hmm.
Action! That's Hooey Valley, Hooey Hollywood, where any office boy or young mechanic can be a panic with just a good-looking pan. And any barmaid can be a star maid if she dances with or without a fan. Hooray for Hollywood, where you're terrific if you're even good, where anyone at all from Shirley Temple to Amy Semple is equally understood. Go out and try your luck, you may be Donald Duck. Hooray for Hollywood. Hollywood. Hollywood.
So the First Order of business, of course.
The First Order, I see what you did there.
Oh.
I see what you did.
I didn't. That wasn't planned. The First Order of business was to get drinks. So we've accomplished that. We are outside the Brown Derby, the lounge patio area. I went with a Founders All Day IPA.
You did go with the IPA.
I did go with the IPA,
and I
the
went
India
with
Pale Ale.
I never know how to pronounce it. Schofferhofer.
It's grapefruit.
Grapefruit
Chauffeur, Schofferhofer.
Schofferhofer.
And is that
Very
considered? Is it considered a
refreshing.
shandy? Is that or a radler? Is that a mix
Something like a shandy, probably, or a radler. I don't know. It kind of tastes similar to those styles. Grapefruit, very low ABV.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So drinks first. Again, we're here to catch the last show or two of the March of the First Order. Outside the Brown Derby, they have a lounge patio area. I think they have a limited menu there, but you can definitely get drinks at this fine bar from this fine bartender behind us. The Brown Derby, it's themed after the restaurants in California.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
1926, the first Brown Derby opened in Los Angeles, and it was actually shaped like a derby, with a hat.
Oh, right. Yep.
But that wasn't the most iconic restaurant. The one that opened in 1929 in Hollywood became more of the iconic one. That's the one that had the Spanish facade, which is what this one is definitely modeled after. And it was the one that was closest to all the studios in Hollywood, so all the celebrities would go there.
Yes.
And what they're known for is their characters that are all over the walls.
Yeah, it's so cool.
So starting in the early 30s, there were a few different people like Jack Lane, I think, and then early on it was Eddie Vitch, which is short for a last name that's really long and I can't pronounce it. He was from Poland, so it was probably a long name, but Eddie Vitch he started doing characters in like the 30s. He went there and approached the owner and did.
He was the artist that drew them?
He was the original. There was
cool.
There was like 3 different artists over the course of the restaurant's history that drew the characters. The first one I think was Eddie Vitch, where he came to America in the 30s and then approached the owner and offered to draw characters of people for exchange for a meal, and that caught on. And then he did that for a short while, and then I think there was Jack Lane and one other person that took over after that. But the way the story goes is that aspiring actors in those days of 40s and 50s of Hollywood, the aspiring actors would know they made it when their character ended up on the wall of the Brown Derby. And so here at Disney, obviously themed after the Brown Derby, the walls are covered with characters. And a thing of note, I didn't look closely at them all the ones that are in here, but the ones that are in the black frames are copies, and any of the ones that are in a gold frame are actual original characters from the Brown Derby.
So cool, I never knew that.
And then the Brown Derby closed in 1985, I think. Another restaurant went in briefly after that. They had a fire, It sat empty until I think 1994 when there was an earthquake, and then it was deemed inhabitable or condemned, and they tore it down shortly after. But it lives on here in the world of Disney magic at the Hollywood Studios.
Always a silver lining. That's hilarious.
Always a Disney silver lining. So we needed to stop by the Brown Derby today because a few videos back Karen said, does anybody have a place they want us to go? And nobody cares. And so we were going to go to bingo at the Elks Lodge, but the Lynn Project
Thank goodness for Lynn. Thank you, Lynn.
Go to the Brown Derby. So we're not eating inside today, but we are outside on the patio at the patio bar. The, what is it, March of the First Order.
Yes.
Yep. With Captain Phasma.
Yes.
Also known as Brienne of...
Oh, well, it's the same actress that played Brienne of Tarth.
Gwendolyn Christie.
So it's hard to hear that voice as a Game of Thrones fan and not hear Brienne.
You can't be so stupid as to think this will be easy. My troops will storm this block and kill you all.
I disagree. What do we do with her? Is there a garbage chute? Trash compactor?
So that character, Force Awakens, it started I think in that movie in 2015. The concept, the visual or the illustration, the concept for that character actually was an early version of what was supposed to be Kylo Ren. And J.J. Abrams didn't like it, so they kind of shelved it. And then another producer saw the illustration or the concept art and wanted to make it another character, and that's how it became Captain Phasma. And that character was named after, I think, the 1970s horror film. I forget the name of it, but there was a 1970s horror film that had these silver things that attacked people and killed them, the shiny silver things.
You'll probably see a clip of it over at the Sci-Fi Dine-In.
Maybe.
If you've ever been there, you know what I'm talking about.
But that reminded the producers or the writers of the shiny armor that Captain Phasma wore, and that's how they named it, or the illustration was. So it was supposed to be a Kylo Ren thing. And even up until the final draft, the final script for the movie, there was supposed to be a male character. And I guess at the time, studios were being pressured that there wasn't enough female characters in it. So they changed it to a female character right before shooting. And
she's a badass.
And she is a badass. And so she got the part.
I've always been, for some reason, drawn to the Stormtroopers. And I'm not really sure why. But I recently learned that not all Stormtroopers joined on their own willingly.
Oh, they were conscripts?
They were sold off by their parents as children to the First Order to be raised as Stormtroopers, so they almost didn't even have a choice. So maybe somewhere deep down inside I could see that they were these children that were sort of orphaned by their parents intentionally for money, which is a little sad, right? And raised to be these soldiers that they don't know any different. I don't know.
So you have a soft spot for the Stormtroopers.
I always like them, and I know that I shouldn't.
Excellent choice. We'll pretend that you had one.
Probably.
Perhaps the First Order is your destiny. If not, no matter. It is your future.
Come on, you're really a nice guy deep down inside.
No.
We're big fans of
Be
your
careful
uncle.
what you ask. And to whom.
So the Stormtroopers will be back once Galaxy's Edge opens.
Right. I read that they're doing away with this march, which happens 2 or 3 times a day, and there'll be no more.
It happens like 5 or 6 times a day.
And there'll be no more roaming Stormtroopers. They're all being recalled so that they can begin their training to end up in Galaxy's Edge. And I believe if the storylines are going to be the same between Disneyland and here, it's considered it's what's called the Black Spire Outpost on Batuu.
Seems like once they're roaming around in Galaxy's Edge, they'll be much more interactive too. Kind of like you get a little taste of that over at the launch bay from time to time.
It will be found and eliminated. Good.
We're probably most excited about opening, or the opening of the Cantina.
August Cantina, yeah.
And so August 29th? August 29th, we will be there.
We will be there. Pray for us.
Not sure what will come of that or how close we'll get to anything, but we'll be there. We will be there. We're going to either finish up our beers here or make them walking beers. Head over, get in place, make sure we're able to catch the last couple shows of the First Order here on the main drag. What do they call this main drag here? Is it something Boulevard? It's like this is
Hollywood Boulevard.
I bet you Hollywood goes one way and Sunset goes the other. Right. So we're gonna head out there with our drinks, and now it's time to do things.
That's what we do.
That's what we do.
Eyes and ears on me. A personally eyes on you. It will not be easy to crush the resistance, but it will be satisfying. If you pass information to the resistance, you'll be considered a traitor and a target. Over here. Attention. We'll see you again. Advance. Authority of General Hux. You are here under the authority of me. Stand proud. Troops in this division are held to the highest standard. Mine. Show me fearless. Under my command, you will be proud to wear the armor of a Stormtrooper. You will learn discipline, loyalty, and what it means to be a Stormtrooper. Battle stance. We do not tolerate traitors, nor those who hide them. Move out.
A little bit of rain at Hollywood Studios.
Yep.
So the very last march of the First Order got rained on.
Good. So they brought all the screens down, so you weren't sure if they were going to do it or not. And
The screens were in front of the Chinese theater where they do the show.
right.
So we kind of thought they might scrub it.
When they rounded the corner and came out in the rain, the people erupted. It was so awesome.
They did away with the part where they go to the stage and do the show, but it was the very last march of the First Order. So rain, no rain, they came out. They marched up the main drag of Hollywood Studios. The crowd went crazy for the last march.
It was awesome.
Which made it almost a little bit better. Like
that's what I said. It
scrubbed
was
the
almost
show.
better than
it was
rained.
raining.
Yeah. Made it
And
kinda
people
cool.
were so enthusiastic about it. There's people holding up signs. It was really.
All I could see was like people with their phones up in the air as they were walking. Everybody followed them back down the street before they went ducked behind the fence over here.
It was pretty
so
cool.
good.
So now
good.
all we do is just wait for
We wait.
We wait for Galaxy's Edge to open.
I'm not gonna edit the show, but